I'm not moving. That's just a blanket on a treadmill, and my house is a fucking mess all the time. And I watched Last of Us Season 2. First 2 episodes. So yeah, people are taking the first 2 episodes about as well as you could expect people that haven't played the games to, I guess. Especially that second episode. I should put a spoiler warning in there at the beginning. So yeah, the first episode was, you know, kind of a slow start. Sort of. No, things happened. There's added things because the show is deviating from the games. Joel is seeing a therapist in the town of Jackson place. And it turns out it's the wife of the doctor she killed. That was the father of... Abby. I played the games. So that's kind of different and a cool twist. And at the end of the episode, people are working on pipes running through the town, and there's fungal meats in them, like little tendrils reaching out in a mess of cables. That becomes important later. There's the scene where Ellie and Dina like kiss and are dancing at that like town dance, and the homophobic like bar owner man stops them, and Joel fucks him up. He just pushes him, and you see that like Joel and Ellie are very strained in their relationship. They don't say why, but it's kind of obvious she figured out what happened at the hospital in season 1 with Joel saving her. They're very strained throughout the episode, and she tells him to fuck off when he tries to help her in that scene with the homophobic dickhead. And then Ellie and Dina go on, well actually before that, they go on a patrol, and this is like something that I think is different from the games. It's been a long time. I need to play them again. They go to some building after finding a dead bear with a bunch of clickers and stuff near it that are also dead. And Ellie and Dina are like, let's go in the building and abandon our patrol friends and keep breaking rules about patrols because fuck everything. Joel had tried to get her off the patrols, Ellie that is, and she got back on, just like in the game. But in this building, they kill 2 clickers, and then Ellie falls through the floor and runs into a smart infected that's able to, like, kind of try to trick her and attack her, which I think is a little bit different, or highlighted more at least. Like with the fungal meat tendrils that are alerting hordes to where people are. That's different, but, like, by and large, it's still hitting the major notes of the story, especially with episode 2. I'm already seeing on Facebook that people aren't liking that twist. It's just like when Last of Us 2 came out years ago. The exact same fucking thing. I knew that was gonna happen. First, like, the big thing they add, though, that's pretty cool, is those fungal tendril metuses from the first episode have alerted a gigantic, well, 2 gigantic hordes of fungal meat men to come attack Jackson. And so there's a big battle defending the city, and they get into the city because an extra big fungal meat man breaks the gate, and there's like ingenious tactics and stuff fighting them. Like they're lobbing barrels of gasoline at them and blowing them up using like a weird ramp system thing they have high up on the wall. They have flamethrowers and shit. And then they have dogs, which was fucking cool. The dogs were the reinforcements that turned the tide because the infected were taking over the town after the big meat man helped them get in. Tommy nuked his ass with a flamethrower, and he tries to like rejoin the battle against the mini meats, and the main street is like flooded. The building tops that snipers were perched on to pick them off were getting overrun, and then they release the dogs, and the dogs just go, they kill everything. They just run up and just fucking beat her, all them fungal men. Nobody knows what that means. I don't care. So yeah, the beatering commences. The dogs, there's a big stampede of them, really. Like when they run out, it sounds like a buffalo herd almost, and they're just ripping the throats out of these things, and I'm assuming they're immune to like the bites. They can be killed, obviously, because these fungal jerks kill things like the bear in the first episode, but the dogs are ripping them apart and just giving the humans a chance to fight back, and they overtake the town or whatever. Meanwhile, Joel is following a similar path with Dina that he did in Last of Us 2. Yep. He ends up running into Abby in the wild when she's on the run from, well, one of the initial parts of the horde that runs off and when it gets alerted by the meat tendrils. But she and Joel and Dina end up at the lodge that her dickhead encampment jerk butts are hiding at. And just like in the game, as soon as they get all comfortable and warmed, Abby's mood flips and she shotguns Joel's knee and then beats the fuck out of him and then kills him right in time for Ellie to come in and see the last part of that happen. And it's all done like very well. He gets killed with like the golf club that he was beaten with in the game is broken by this point, and Abby stabs him in the neck, and he's already half dead when Ellie comes in and is shouting out to him. And then, you know, that final blow happens and it's a big emotional scene. It's all very well done. It's interesting to see it play out just like it did in the game, basically, but with real meat actors and with side meat quest of Jackson Town Place versus hordes of meat men. And like I said, people are taking it real well. I heard the show was getting review bombed. Is it because it has lesbians in it? Is it because it has a strong evil, not quite evil female character, antagonist, deuteragonist, protagonist lady? Or is it because Joel fucking dies again? Like, one complaint I saw was that it happened too soon. That's kind of the fucking point. You're not supposed to know it's going to happen right off rip. And someone else was like, do it in a few other episodes. I unsubscribed from Max. He's in a fucking airport. But the whole thing is, but also somebody compared it to killing off Spyro if they were to do a Spyro show. Where do I even humor that one? But if you killed, I almost said Spyro, god damn it. If you killed Joel, like later in the series, it kind of loses the impact of him dying at the beginning of the series. It's this thing called a plot twist. And it's a rare shock death that works. Those don't happen in fiction very often. The Walking Dead like to regularly announce that they were killing people off, just to try and cultivate that kind of thing. This show said, well, the writers of the game said, fuck it, kill his ass off in the first 20 minutes of the game, and the rest of the game and story is going to be about revenge and how revenge is bad and how people need to stop going back and forth trying to get it. Otherwise, you end up with one of your fingies bitten off and then you can't play guitar anymore. Nobody wants that. But no, you don't kill off Spyro in the first 15 minutes. Why would you kill off Joel Meatman in Fungal Meat World? Joel's all a badass when it happens, saying, you know, just shut the fuck up and do it already, because he doesn't even try to defend himself. I don't think he did in the game either, because he knew he was a bad man for 20 years, and he kind of had this coming, and in the show at least, when he kills Abby's father, he's pretty cold about it. Just shot in the head, walks right past him. Like, he probably didn't need to kill a lot of the people he killed, well, at least in that operating room, but they also had drugs and scalpels and things. If he turned his back on him, they might have needle beatered him. But yeah, it's like the show so far has been doing good. I thought the first episode was a little slow, but then they went and they did the thing I was hoping they wouldn't do. I mean, I'm glad they did for the sake of the story. I was hoping for a change, but I'm not like, I never. You killed Joel. I need to unsubscribe. Subscribe. I can't roll my R's. Just the fact that, like, I saw like 5 people announcing it on, I mean, it's Facebook. It's just a cesspool of shit. But it was just funny. Like, I checked the comments of a random page talking about the episode and its rating, and I was like, I need to see this, and it did not disappoint. I mean, what would the show have been if Joel lived? Just, hey, they survived more zombie meat funguses, okay? And then what? Like, just they have mutant powers? More mutant powers? I don't know. I mean, it was a powerful moment, and I kind of hated it initially how I had to play as Abby right after it happened in the game, but that's kind of the point. And this show is probably going to follow a lot of Abby's life. Because guess what? The story is about her redemption and realizing her vengeance was not quite right.
she also was in the wrong for killing him. Spoilers. And maybe, just maybe, Ellie will realize she needs to stop chasing Abby.
There'd be a cool moment where Tommy's like, you fucking chase him. And then a moment that I thought was weak when she has a random hallucination that makes her go back and try again. Because by the end of the game, it's like, oh my god, how many fucking times are we just gonna decide we want revenge when we were trying to move on and should have? Like, we barely made it back. Maybe let's just, daddy chill, you know? But no, Joel died episode 2, unsubscribed from YouTube, HBO Max, show bad. Like, do you not realize that it's had the impact they wanted it to have? And maybe characters are going to grow and evolve in their stories. Did you want Pedro Pascal to still be in it? Except probably like 2 years ago you were racist and didn't want him because he's not the white guy. It's kind of a generalization, but I mean... yeah, this is good episodes so far. I don't know why 1 felt like such a slow burn to me. Paired with 2, it's a lot better. A lot better. Just the sheer high octane, like, zombie chasing and big battle in the city and Joel's death and the emotions behind all of that. They had the cool fence scene where Abby is like almost getting crushed by a bunch of fucking funguses. Except it was even more claustrophobic and scary. It has the moment where Joel saves her and it's like, oh shit, she wants him dead and he's saving her and he doesn't know. Those of us that played the game are like, fuck. And those that didn't get to enjoy what we found out. And unsubscribe. I'm just gonna keep grinding that point home. It was a very, I don't know why I was surprised that happened already. I'm unsubscribing. But I'm glad it did, and that they did stick to it. Because, like I said, what else would they have done? So I look forward to seeing how the rest of it pans out. It does kind of suck not having Pedro Pascal in it. I mean, there's gonna be flashbacks. There's gonna be the actual scene where he did make up with Ellie. Because you only find out that happened. You don't see it. In episode 2, Ellie just mentions they're on better terms and she wanted to patrol with him on the fateful patrol where everything went down. So yeah, it would be interesting. I'm going to see a lot about her reactions and stuff. And the thing is, episode 1 barely had Pedro in it, and it kind of held itself. But also, it was kind of weak, so... But they have a lot of material to do, a lot of revenge to go back and forth on, and flashbacks. I don't know how they're going to do, like, the young Ellie and Joel flashbacks, where they kind of go more into their adventures together and stuff when she was younger, but... as long as they do the thing and they keep pissing people off, it's gonna be great. It'll be just like 2016 or 17 or 18 or 19 or 20. It'll be like one of them years all over again.
I look forward